Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crossroads, the premier gaming podcast for Boss Rush Network. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. So I was going to say something.
What are you doing?
This is the Crossroads podcast for the Boss Rush Network. I'm your host, LeRon Dawkins, and tonight we had a full house, but there were some complications that arose. So our wayward Huckleberry Chris Drew could not be with us tonight, but we got PlayStation Dr. Austin Campbell here.
What up?
We got that dude Stoy Boy here with us tonight.
What up? Hi. Oh God. I screwed that one up. Hi everyone. Ugh.
Oh God. Yeah. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Oh yeah, we just out here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so without giving too much away, like today was crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, we were struggling with a news topic today.
Yeah. Today was
like
crazy.
Yeah, like a kind of like a big topic, and then all of a sudden, yeah, we finally get to see what PlayStation's bringing.
I know.
Finally.
I know.
Hey.
And then Nintendo tried to one up Sony today.
If you call that one upping, like you need to Nintendo needs to kind of take a step back and realize,
like take a couple of seats, reassess.
Well, what's funny is like PlayStation gave us all that news and still did not tell us very much.
I know. How's that internet meme go? Like, go on, girl, give us nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, go you. Like, you just told us everything and nothing at the same time. Thanks.
Thanks, PlayStation.
God. Oh, I was just about to do the thanks, Obama. I was just about to do that. Oh my. Yeah. How was your guys?
Oh dear.
How was your guys post week, like from the last show? Sorry, I'm looking all scattered. I'm trying to find a
I experienced vertigo for the first time ever in my life.
First time ever?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like it was the weirdest fucking thing. Like I was like, I had this if you guys have heard of Extra Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So my one of my buddies was running an Extra Life charity event out in Madison. It's like an hour and 10 minutes away from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
And he was running like, we're basically like $1 for every beer purchased, gets donated into the pot. And then we had like all these prizes for like a silent auction, whatever. Anyway, so I planned on going to this day, and I was like, great, that's all I got to do. Go there, knock out a few hours of my day, go home, play some Ghostwire Tokyo or Gran Turismo, whatever it is I want to get into. But then like all of a sudden I woke up, and I remember like opening my eyes.
He said I woke up.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the room started going like this, like spinning like completely, and I like closed my eyes, and I was like I saw a ghost or something like that. I was like a little kid, like if I close my eyes, it'll go away. Opened my eyes, and the room kept spinning. So, I mean, whatever. That ruined my whole day. Apparently.
Oh God!
Like my whole day was shot. Like,
damn, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, I could sit down and play some games. That made me want to throw up. Moving around made me want to throw up. Everything.
So you're not sure what caused it? Was it the beer drinking or
no? I had 2 beers the night before, which is an easy day for me. So, but yeah, like I don't know.
Huh.
So,
oh, I'm sorry, man.
And you've never had vertigo before?
No, my mom had it. My mom has had it quite a few times. So like I kind of like called her up and I asked her about it, picked her brain, and she was like, "Yeah, those are all the same things I had." So I don't know if it's hereditary or what, but I mean, I think the week before I caught some sort of virus. So I don't know if that was maybe left over from that or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I've heard like, or what was it? My wife gets dizzy, had like a really dizzy spell for a while, and turns out it was like an inner ear infection that was causing her to do it.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what vertigo is kind of that too, where like you get little calcium deposits in your inner ear, so that your fluid kind of gets all whacked out. So I'm gonna monitor that. Like if I get this again, that is something I thought of. So if I get this again, like within a short amount of time, then I'm definitely going to. But like I woke up on Sunday, and like a podcast with my other guys like normal, no big issue. That was it. So I watched a 2-hour straight video of a guy in Sweden building a log cabin using just a saw and an axe.
Oh wow!
He did that all in 2 hours.
No, well, I mean, the video was cut. Apparently, it took him like 2 years to do it, but he took like all these
what
like
is this,
video
Paul
cuts.
Bunyan?
No, the Swedish Paul Bunyan.
Swedish
That's
Paul
what this
Bunyan?
is.
The Swedish Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, Swedish Paul Bunyan. But yeah, like I was like kind of like all I could do is just lay on the couch and then just watch YouTube on my TV and not move. So I was like, well, let's see what's on the YouTube. So like I went through my usual feed, and then all of a sudden I saw that 2 hours long of a guy building a log cabin. I was like, wow, okay, cool. I ain't going anywhere for 2 hours. So yeah, this guy's amazing. This guy's amazing. Actually made me order a book bag from him.
Austin, how about you? What was your weekend like since the last episode?
My weekend was pretty short. I had to. Well, I didn't have to, but I've helped my wife's work. They're moving offices. My wife works at an animal hospital, so they were moving all this hospital equipment and kennels and heavy furniture and all that stuff. So that's what I did on Saturday.
Real quick. Just for the people who are watching, I wasn't trying to impress you guys with my shoulder boulders. I'm actually like massaging like an area of my low back, so it feels like I'm sticking out my shoulders.
You called them shoulder boulders. Like you're telling me I'm not trying to impress you.
I'm not trying to impress
with
anyone.
Shoulder boulders.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
You could have just said shoulder.
Because people are gonna be watching. They're like, "What the hell is he doing? Why is he flexing right now? This is not a flex."
Don't mind my friends Sirs, Vay, and Lance over here.
All right. So anyway, you're moving an animal hospital.
Yeah. So that's basically what I did Saturday, and then Sunday I was like, I'm not doing nothing. So I played games most of the day, and then watched some hockey and basketball, and then called it good.
Oh, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. My weekend was let's see, Friday. Like Friday, I met up for a business thing with a potential client and stuff. But he invited me to join him at a brewery out here in Williamsburg. So like 2 flights, 3 beers later, my Friday night was looking like it was going to be me on the bed as soon as I got home, and that's sure as hell what happened. I think I got home because like
2 flights of IPAs will do that to you.
Yeah, so I started drinking at 4:00 in the afternoon, that's rare for me because I haven't done that in at least a decade. I usually wait till the sun goes down before I start drinking. Right. Yeah, I know. I've lost my touch.
I was gonna say, like a lot of times, like when you're younger, like you wait to drink to the end, and then you just like you drink hard. But like the older I get, the more I'm like, I'll have a day beer, crack it open, and then wait another hour or so to drink another one. Like,
yeah,
you become smarter as you get older.
That's true. Because so I remember getting home sometime after 7:30 and stuff like that. I was like, I did myself one big favor and I ate one more time. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go upstairs and just gonna stretch out on the bed and I'm gonna watch something. Oh, as a matter of fact, I tried to watch the Halo premiere again. I didn't make it. I missed that. You haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, then I shouldn't talk about it. Let's just put it this way. I didn't make it past like 5 minutes into the opening. And I'd already seen it, so I already knew what was going on. But man, it's like Story, you gotta see it. You have to see it. Like it's a I feel like it's a strong opening episode. Wait.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, does the new episode come out tomorrow? Or is it Thursday? No, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's the same day as Star Trek. It's the same day as Star Trek. Yeah.
I want to watch it, but I'm waiting for the season to be out, and then I'll.
Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those. Okay,
I am one of those too.
And it's not because I want to binge through it, because I actually like doing the week by week thing, but I don't want to pay for Paramount Plus for more than I have to. So wait for the whole thing to come out and then watch it.
I share it with someone because that's where a lot of soccer games are. Like I watched the USA men's versus Mexico game last week on Paramount Plus. So that's
I watched the Panama game. That was something.
That was something, huh?
I was like, I watched like the first half, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to watch anymore.
Yeah.
Go find somebody else.
Yeah. So
I mean, we're almost there.
Yeah.
I think we just have to. I mean, we really have to win the next game, and it would be nice if like Costa Rica lost.
Yeah.
You know,
I heard like they would have to lose to Costa Rica by 6, like 6-0 to be out. So they're basically in, but not totally yet.
not official yet. But
the World Cup
Italy's
is the
out,
only
though,
soccer
man.
I've gotten into.
Italy's out though, fucking crazy, man. Second time in a row. They won the Euro Cup last year. They won the European Championship last year, and they can't even qualify for the World Cup. They got knocked out by North Macedonia.
I can't blame them, man. They got all that pasta there, and it's hard to run on a full stomach of pasta, man.
They probably all ate a fettuccine Alfredo before the game or something like that.
Yeah. Like, we have orange slices here, and it's like, all right, yeah, you can run back there. They're eating pasta on the sidelines, man. Stop
me with this soccer stuff. So move on. Let's move on. Because I can go.
Yeah. So Saturday was kind of a chill day. Like I was recovering. Like, I don't know. Like, nowadays, I didn't have a hangover, but like it just drained me. It took like half the day Saturday for me to get my act together. You know, because I had friends coming over. We were gonna do like dinner and a movie night, and you know, at the house and stuff. So there was that, and then Sunday was like another recovery day because I was up to like 1 something in the morning the night before, you know, with the whole dinner and movie night thing, and it's like like man, and then you know you lay. I swear Sundays are the fucking worst. It's like you lay your head down. You lay your head down to, you know, to go to bed for like 1 second, and then your alarm is screaming at you to wake up for Monday to start.
What movie did you go see?
Actually, no. It was a night in. So
okay.
So we watched Doctor Sleep. Like, I hadn't seen that movie.
I haven't seen that movie either. How was it?
Actually, it was pretty fucking good.
I need to see it. I love The Shining, and
it's a sequel to The Shining, and I'm trying to remember. Did they redid The Shining, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Was there?
I thought they did. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Did do a remake of it.
Yeah, I believe there was a remake of The Shining, and then Doctor Sleep came out a few years later, and it was fucking good. You know, it was more a suspense movie, not a horror movie. You know, which I'm down for, because I feel like horror movies have lost the magic in this day and age. Like, you know, like it's either like you know, a bevy of jump scares, or it's like super gore. You know, it's never really like horror. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my horror taste has changed, because now, like, if it's like the Jordan Peele movies, or the guy who made Hereditary and Midsommar, like those that are just like suspenseful and strange and off-putting, those to me are way better than like your Purge movies.
For real. Yeah.
Except Scream. I want to see Scream.
I need to see that too. I've got Paramount Plus, so I need to see that too.
I heard it was good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So
I've heard there's
surprisingly good.
I've heard there are some shocking moments. Like there's stuff that people did not expect that happened.
If they make David Arquette the killer, I'm gonna laugh though. I'm gonna laugh.
all that trauma from surviving, like being attacked by killers, has finally made him a killer. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess that was a good start to the show. Like some good, you know, nice talkative banter and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like it's about that time for me to say, this is the Crossroads podcast of Boss Rush Games. Every week we come together, bringing you the latest news, rumors, games, and general discussion in the world of not just PlayStation anymore, but also PC and Xbox. Crossroads airs live on twitch.tv/Exodus803 Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, lost my place there. Was looking for something. My bad. If you can't check out If you can't check out the show live, head over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of the other podcast locations that you know to get the show. A recap of this show airs the following Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on youtube.com/Exodus803, as well as early Tuesday mornings at youtube.com/Boss Rush Network. If you want to see previous episodes of our show, all episodes of the Crossroads podcast can now be found on our parent website, bossrush.net. If you like the show, please consider subscribing to the podcast and giving us a follow on Twitch. And remember to share, rate, and review us wherever you check out the show. We would love it, and we would love you and appreciate you for it. All right, gents.
If there's anybody that tunes into this episode, these shows, they know they expect rampant and professional conduct from all of us. So we strive to deliver the highest quality.
Yeah.
The highest quality amount of professionalism within the video game space.
Yeah,
That's right.
So
on that note, taint. Because Stephanie called me out last week to say I stopped saying the word taint, and I didn't realize that was missed among the community. So
yeah. Well, I'll just put it this way. If you feel you have something to say about the Crossroads podcast, be wary, because one of us might walk up on stage and slap the shit out of you.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah.
I ain't trying to get Twitch man, bro. I ain't saying nothing. I've already got one strike for saying the S word. You know how that goes.
Man. Like,
all you gotta do is just go up to him and do a fake and say I won't.
Say I won't.
Bring you back to middle school. Say I won't.
Some guy at work came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Mike Tyson's doing the Oscars next year." I was like, Mike Tyson would have knocked him out.
Oh yeah,
the game over.
Bob, bam, got him.
I'm telling you that video of Mike Tyson just sparring is scary.
Yeah,
like
right.
A year ago or 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, dude!"
That doesn't leave you. That's all muscle memory, man. I mean, that man trained and trained and trained. That doesn't leave you when you get older. So,
all right, fellas, let's go ahead and talk about what we've been playing for this evening. Because not this evening. You know what I mean. What we've been playing recently. Because I feel like we got a few things to talk about. But I'm curious. Actually, nah. Let me wait my turn. Who wants to go first?
I think I went first the last couple times, so Austin can go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna talk about everything except for the game that I know Stoy is playing along with me.
Okay.
I've been playing.
Yeah, then we could talk about it together then.
Yeah. I've been playing Gran Turismo, which Stoy might also be playing.
Yeah.
I was telling my friends, man, it's just like it's a relaxing game. I love playing it, and I'm not gonna spend money on the cars, so I don't really care. I don't care what everyone's bitching about, to be quite honest. I get it, but also I don't get it.
You know what? Thank you for mentioning Gran Turismo 7, because we actually have a code for the PS4 version of Gran Turismo 7 that we're planning on giving away to any of our listeners, viewers, or people who follow us on Twitter at PS_Crossroads. So stay tuned for more details, because we're gonna hook that up. But you know what?
All time I've been sitting on this code, and I'm like, I'm just gonna give it to someone. We got to talk about it.
Yeah. But but don't fret. Like, it is a code for the PS4 version. But guess what? We got you covered, because we're going to throw an extra $10 in just in case you want to upgrade. Because you know how Sony is. Sony is like, you can't just get a free upgrade these days. For PS5 version. So you'll get a code for Gran Turismo 7 plus a $10 PlayStation Network voucher, and we're watching you. We'll know if you're playing the PS4 version and not the PS5 version. We're watching.
Yeah, you have to friend us on PSN so we can check your trophies. We don't want no fake gamers here.
I want to make sure you get all them licenses. Otherwise, I'm taking that back.
Oh no! We're gonna take a step further. You can't just friend us on PlayStation Network. You have to. What was it, like your close friends, where we see your actual name?
Oh
we know who you are.
We gotta know your social security. We gotta make sure that you did not just get bronze in all the licenses. That you got gold in all the licenses.
And just let you know, if you golf on the weekends, we're taking it back.
You're out.
In those nut shorts.
There's only room for one rich guy on this podcast.
Only one rich golfer.
Yeah. All right, Austin. Back to your adventures in gaming.
Yeah. So I've been playing a lot of Gran Turismo. I love it. I've souped up my Subaru, and I'm loving it. Um, and just honestly, I just enjoy it, man. Krungbin is on the Gran Turismo game on their soundtrack. I don't know if you know anything about them, but they are very very good. Very good band that's on there. And so
Bro,
sometimes I
I
just
had
wish
this
we would just
moment.
play that.
I had this moment where like I was I think it was like a 5 lap race, and I just played like I think I played like a Crystal Method radio station or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. That brought me back,
Mm,
man. I haven't listened to Crystal Method in a long time.
man.
So like all of a sudden this song came on. It was by some Swedish techno artist called Two Fingers. And let me tell you that those 5 laps, every lap I was getting faster and faster and faster and faster. That song hit, man.
No,
Woo! I was like,
now I'm
Yeah.
like, now I'm sitting here like, why did I say we're giving away the code for Gran Turismo? Now I'm like, man, I'm gonna play the fucking game now.
Be careful, LeRon. You're a PC gamer, so next thing you know, you're going to be buying the rig, you're going to be buying the steering wheel, the pedals, and you'll be getting fully into it.
if you do, I'm coming over. Like
Yeah.
that is one of my dreams to do. Like I built a rig
Dude,
for
I
VR.
have a giant ass television mounted on my wall. Don't think I won't.
Yeah, dude.
Do it.
That's one of my dreams to build a rig like that. But those
My-
steering wheels, man, are expensive.
One of my
$300 for some of those good ones.
I have like a
Yeah,
Just
they
gonna
are.
keep
cousin.
interrupting Austin until he gets pissed.
I know.
Good luck. Good luck. I grew up with brothers, like all younger brothers. I'll be fine. But I have a distant cousin who's got a nice rig, probably above $10,000, and
Ooh.
it's
It's probably
a
like
work
a
of
force
art.
feedback in the seat, and probably does it move too? Like when you steer?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's insane.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
I've watched him do it. I'm like, and he's really into it. He did like that. I don't know, when the pandemic happened, they canceled like NASCAR races, and so
Yeah.
they started doing the NASCAR, and he was like trying out for that and stuff and try to get in the league and everything, which they're still doing, by the way. That's like one of the weird. That's a weird esport that actually has a following that actually gets played on cable TV too. It's a really strange community, but it's cool. Yeah, so I played Gran Turismo, loving it. I finished Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, congrats, man.
All right. I've been giving this game too much shit, okay? And I want to stay positive. So no negative is coming from me on Forbidden West on this episode of Crossroads.
Thank God, because like every week when I put together the what are we playing for the weekend, it's like I have to truncate like the stuff that.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm playing a game that sucks.
It's really good, but like it just wasn't like. No, we're not doing that. But I seen too much negativity online. I'm like, this game does not deserve that much negativity. It doesn't deserve that much.
It doesn't.
Okay.
This game is great.
It's a good game. It's a great game.
People love to hate PlayStation games now. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, who's been firing on all cylinders these first 3 months of 2022?
For real.
It's in terms of exclusives.
And at least putting games out.
Yeah. Exclusive games.
You can say what you want about Gran Turismo 7 microtransactions, but at least it's got content there.
Tons of it.
Not talking. I won't say any names, but we all know what I'm talking about. But
all right. But anyway, your thoughts. Your thoughts.
I really really like the story. The story goes in ways that I did not think it was going to go. Not going to spoil it, but it was a great ending. Don't think I'm really spoiling anything by saying this, but there's definitely going to be another one. It's going to be another game, which I think is pretty well expected.
That's Sony's thing now. It's trilogies now. I'm pretty sure it might be a Last of Us Part 3, which I can already hear people like screaming bloody murder. From hearing me say that, but
no, you're right though.
I kind of feel it in my soul though. Sony's doing the trilogy thing now. Even though they already said that God of War is going to be a 2 and out. But that just means that they want to move on to the next saga.
Yeah, but it's a really good game. I wish they would have used Silence more. I felt like he got a little underused. I wish Angela Bassett would have been more involved, but overall, it was a great game. There are some cool machines that come towards the end of the game, and like one area that I really, really liked, specifically for these machines, is really fun. There's some really cool weapons. I really like the spear that explodes, and they have like plasma
Oh
explosions
man, that
and
thing
stuff.
is that thing is so clutch.
I love the spear. It's like my
Yeah.
favorite thing. I want to make sure I always have stuff ready so I could use that. Um, and finishing the game, I still have 65% completion after finishing it. So there's a lot for me to explore. I really wanted to move on because there's so many games out right now. I think I will eventually come back and platinum it, but um, it it's really worth your time. It's a 9 for me. Like if I had to give it a number, like it's the same for me as the first one. I think the first one does some things better, but I think the second one does some things better, and they kind of even out in my eyes. But no one can tell me for sure that there's not an open world that's better looking than Horizon, like graphically and art. I think even art wise, like for example, like Elden Ring is really cool because it does a lot of different things and there's a lot of different things to explore and see, and you're not going to see a bunch of areas. But as far as like making a world that's lush and like that could actually kind of like make sense a little bit in a futuristic apocalyptic world, it is the most beautiful game of its type. And good job, Gorilla. Good job, Gorilla. That's all I'll say.
Give
if you were to give
Killzone
it,
to someone else, please.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
if you were to
I
give
know
it,
you know you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make another Killzone game, but please just give that franchise to someone else. That franchise
then-
needs its due.
Give that franchise to someone else and then replace it with Resistance and make that instead. Please and thank you.
if you were to
I
give
want
this,
Resistance
if you
too.
were to give the game a rating, a 1 to 5 rating, what would you give it?
Can I do half?
This man said 9 out of 10. That wasn't good enough
Yeah.
for you.
It'd be like
Wait, I
4
missed
and a
that.
half.
I missed that. I missed that.
It'd be like a
Come
9 out of
on.
10. It'd be like a 9 out of 10.
I did. I missed that.
9 out of 10. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
keeping track of like different feeds and stuff. My bad.
Oh,
When
LeRon.
I'm trying to make sure some more crazy ass news doesn't drop
It's
on
okay.
us.
It's okay, Austin. It's okay.
Well, when we were doing
I
LAN
was
Party, we did like a top 100 video games of all time list for
Oh
each
my
of us.
God. How do you do that?
It's wild. It was a wild podcast. We had to split it into 4 parts, of course, because it was like 3 or 4 hour episodes. But Horizon was like, I think in my like 20 and 30 range, and I think Forbidden West would also be in there. So it's not quite my like 10 out of 10 games I absolutely love and adore, but it is one of the greatest games I've played. So
That's wonderful to hear.
Then I played.
So out of 1 out of 5, what would you give this game?
I would give it a 2.
4 out of 5.
A 2. No, but I played Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Didn't get really deep into it, but I already like the idea of it. I got a automatic crossbow right off the bat, which is
Automatic
awesome
crossbow.
to me. Yeah.
Oh, so the looter shooter aspect of it is strong then.
Yeah, there's still a looter shooter aspect. There's still like the ridiculous deal. The only thing I'm worried about with this game, and I'm not far too deep into it, it's still got the Borderlands humor involved, but it's rated teen. That kind of sucks.
I thought all the Borderlands games were rated T though. They're not?
No.
Okay.
No. They're way more crude than I'm assuming this game's gonna be.
That's too bad.
Which kind of sucks. It's still got the humor in it. Wanda Sykes and Andy Samberg and Will Arnett are strong right off the bat. Like they're in the game. Like they're literal characters in the game, and they're great. Like they're really fun characters. So I'm enjoying it. Can't wait to jump more into it. But Ghostwire Tokyo, man, is what's been calling my name.
Right.
And
Right.
That game is something else, man.
Something else.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we're talking. Well, for everyone's listening or watching right now, like we're talking about about Ghostwire Tokyo and Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Check out the article that's on the Boss Rush Network right now, asking which game did you play? Was it Tiny Tina's Wonderlands or was it Ghostwire Tokyo?
Yeah.
And I'll stop interrupting now.
No, you're.
It's all good, man. You're the man.
They're both games that I desperately wanted. Like I wanted both of these games, especially like I always wanted Wonderlands like right out as soon as it got announced because I'm a huge Borderlands fan. But once we saw what Ghostwire Tokyo gameplay was, I was like, I want to play this game. And I think I don't know if Stoy's gonna agree with me, but it's pretty freaking awesome.
It's awesome. Like I love the hell out of it. Like I was like kicking myself because I'm on Saturday when I was laid up. I was like, stupid Vertigo. I want to play Ghostwire Tokyo. But no, yeah, the game is just amazing. Just in the detail of the Shibuya neighborhood, like that area is so huge. I really underestimated how big this game was going to be.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
I did
like,
not know it was going to be this kind of open
I didn't know
world.
that either. I thought it was going to be like a small little area, but then when I find like how big the map is and how long it takes from get to point A to point B and everything, like, man, it is so crazy. And even just like the amount of spells that you can use and the powers, like it's not as complicated as I thought, because coming into this game, there was a lot of unknowns, like, how big is the map? How detailed are the environments going to be? Is it really going to be hard to chain together spells and, using the talismans and stuff like that? But it's like, it's such an easy game to play. Like they really did a great job of making this game kind of like you pick up and you go. Like it's very easy to learn, but kind of like not even that hard to master, because you really start to nail down the mechanics of everything, like maybe a couple hours in. At least for me, I did. So
you feel like a badass instantly. Like you feel like
yeah,
your powers are like really strong right off the bat, and you're like, oh, this game feels good to play.
It really does. The enemies kind of like slow shamble towards you, but you get some of those. Do you remember Returnal? Remember that?
Yeah.
You guys played that?
Yep.
Where they send all like the sea of balls at you. I forget what enemy that was. Because there's like, the kind of like weird spectral ghosts that haunt the streets of Tokyo. And like there's like one ghost that'll just launch like 80 balls at you, but it like slow moves towards you. And then it's like you got to try to kind of like, okay, let me just move over there. All right, just kind of get around there, and then boop, you start shooting your fingers.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is like there's no quick dodge, as far as I know. As far as I've gotten, there's no like quick dodge. So you are like really just kind of like matrixing your way through the shit. Like,
yeah. And it's not hard, but it kind of can get in the way, because obviously you can't shoot through those. You can't shoot enemies through those projectiles, so it kind of gets in your way. It really kind of muddies the environment. So that's about the difficulty of the enemies, is that if there's a sea of like maybe like 4 enemies kind of swarming your way, once those things get unleashed, you got to start to kind of like, okay, let me open the space up a bit. But otherwise, yeah, game's kind of easy. I don't want to say easy, but it's like simple to pick up. What draws me into this is, you have the main story, but for me, it's the side quests. Like the side quests, you have to hook me. Otherwise, I could give a shit. There's some games that do side quests really well. Like Horizon, for example. Like there's not a lot of side quests, but the side quests that are in there are very meaningful. And in this one, there's quite a few side quests, but they're all like really meaningful. Like I went to a hospital once because there was a child in the hospital screaming because every time she closed her eyes, she would see this devilish woman. Like, so then you kind of come to find out by talking to the child ghost that, I received a cornea transplant and I see the last thing that the donor sees.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So it's like terrifying. So it's like you find out like this person died in this operating room. So they took his corneas, but like that operating room is now haunted with this woman, with this spectral woman. So all of a sudden you go to that operating room, shit gets crazy, turns Silent Hillish, and then you got to fight this woman with this big ass scissors, like kind of reminiscent of
Clock
Clock
Tower.
Yeah, you knew what I was talking about.
Yep.
That's why you and me were best friends.
Exactly.
Finish each other's
Yeah.
sandwiches.
I
But yes,
have
stories like that are I mean, all the little side quests and everything are so good. Like, you're going into a hoarder's house. You're going to find this hopping umbrella yokai in the middle of this construction yard because like this girl is like, that's my grandma's umbrella. I need to give it back to her. And it's like, it's kind of fun. But
Yeah. Well, and that's the good part about the side quests is, yes, they're kind of fetch questy, but you're not traveling all across the map just to get these fetch quests.
Wait.
Well, okay.
Wait till you get to the side quest where you have to take 3 pictures of the moon.
Oh, well, never mind. I haven't got to that point.
But that was the worst one for me because not only do you have to get 3 different pictures of the moon, by the way, there's a trophy for looking at the moon for 30 seconds.
I'll take that line.
So there's a side quest where you have to get 3 pictures of the moon because you have to do it for some study because KK's friend, Ed, he does these studies. So not only do you have to go to 3 different places in the city, you have to go to the top of some of the tallest buildings in the area. And it's not like you could just easily like, what do they call those togus where like you can kind of like shoot up to someone. No, you got to climb these towers. So I would say that side quest took me about 45 minutes to complete.
Yeah, those tengus, they're placed, but they're not placed in very nice spots.
No, they're not.
So it's time sucker. Good to know. Good to know.
It really is. It's packed with so much content. Like you got to find little tanukis in the environment. You get to talk to dogs. You get to pet dogs. You get to feed dogs.
Yeah, they show you where stuff is. There's these cats that own the merchant stores. They float in the air, and they're great. They just want shit, and they're like, "Here, just give us what we want."
Here's a list of things we need. Then you go out and find them, and then you give it back to them. And they give you. I mean, they give you money. They give you money, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
But it's so much. It's good, meaningful content. I mean, just the city itself is just gorgeous. Like, I slow walk through neighborhoods just because I love to see the reflections of the puddles on the ground with the lights, and just kind of walking through and seeing the details of the buildings, the storefronts. Like, man, they really did a good job in making this as detailed as possible.
Yeah. And I love going into the different apartments. Every apartment's like that you go into is like really cool. It has like a story involved in it, and it's just and maybe I'm a Bethesda fan, and maybe that's why I really like this game. But I did not care for Evil Within 1 at all, and I never played 2 because I couldn't get into 1. But
I played 2. It was pretty good. I played 2. I didn't beat 2, but I played it.
I mean, both were good. Both were different because 2 was more open world, and 2 reminded me more of like Silent Hill than anything.
I think
I enjoyed both
to
those
play
games.
The
This was made by the same. This was made by the
Yeah.
same developers, so it really sets it apart from that. You get a little bit of the same. Sometimes the sound effects kind of sound similar, but it's really different from Evil Within, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Well, to my great shame, I really didn't play anything this weekend. As a matter of fact,
Hang on. I got one more thing.
Oh yeah.
So, I wanted to build a Guitar Hero arcade cabinet.
Oh snap!
Yeah. So, because I absorbed one of those arcade 1-up cabinets. So, from a friend of mine, he says, the game's not working, but the monitor works just fine. You could maybe turn it into something. So, like a lot of people, like they take those arcade 1-up cabinets, they'll put like a Raspberry Pi in it or a PC, and then you could play basically whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I could put my PS3 in there and play all my Guitar Hero games on it. Well, I come to find out I don't have the guitars anymore. So interestingly enough, you can find a guitar. It's very hard to find guitar and Rock Band peripherals anymore because like for a while, nobody was taking them. But then all of a sudden, just recently, now everybody wants them, but no one has them anymore.
Mm.
And good luck trying to find someone, especially ones that are missing the dongle. The dongles sometimes are worth more money than the actual guitars. So all I found in my collection was Rock Band 4 guitars that work on the PlayStation 4, which don't work on the PS3.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, okay, this works on PC. So then I come to find out Guitar Hero never released on the PC. But a game made with the Unity engine called Clone Hero was made.
Clone Hero?
And Clone Hero is literally Guitar Hero on the PC, but you have to download all the songs and everything.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna leave it at that because
Okay.
I mean, whether or not you agree with ROMs and
Yeah,
emulation and stuff like that,
I am a supporter of playing your games wherever you can get them.
so this is the thing, because you can't, I mean, not everybody can just kind of jump on and play these games, especially on the PC. So like, you can't play Rock Band, you can't play Guitar Hero on the PC, but the
Yep.
game, this game Clone Hero literally runs exactly like Guitar Hero, like same notes,
Nice.
same fretboard and everything like that. And you could download like Guitar Hero Metallica playlist. You could download Guitar Hero 3, Warriors of Rock. You can even download Rock Band songs, like, and load them in there, and then yeah, you're playing them. And there's even custom songs. There's a custom group of like users that kind of like will take songs, make their own Guitar Hero Rock Band style, notes with them, and then you could download and play custom songs too if you want. So if you've been wanting to play Guitar Hero, and I think it supports all the instruments, not every one, not every song does, but like obviously the newer ones, they were straight ripped. Like, say for example, like the Guitar Hero Beatles game, whatever. They completely ripped, like people completely ripped every part of those songs and put them into Clone Hero so you could download them and play them.
Nice.
So like you're literally playing literally the exact same.
See, now I'm looking this up.
Yeah.
Clone Hero.
Yeah, because I typed in like, is Guitar Hero on PC on Google, and like sure enough, that's what popped up. So it's like,
wait, I thought they made one PC Guitar Hero game. That never happened?
I don't know if they did or not. I don't think I don't recall that at all, because I know they didn't make one for Rock Band, period. Like,
yeah,
because I think they were really afraid of the piracy.
Probably
because I mean, they were afraid of this happening.
And they were right, but also
they were right.
They're dead. So
yeah, exactly. So no one's flocking to Guitar Hero and Rock Band games anymore. So this is kind of like what you said. Play the games where they are. So.
I wonder if there's a DJ Hero clone out there.
Yes, there is. It's Clone Hero.
What?
Same. Yeah.
Wait, Clone Hero does it too?
Yeah, Clone Hero does it too. It supports multiple instruments. So like if you wanted to put in.
So now I gotta find it. Now I gotta find a damn, because like a dumbass, I got rid of both of my DJ Hero controllers.
I have my PS3 one. And so if you're gonna do that, the Microsoft one the Microsoft one is probably the best one, because that one just connects with Bluetooth.
Okay.
But the DJ Hero turntable with the PlayStation 3 hadn't required that dongle. And I heard that doesn't work on the PC.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going to find a DJ Hero turntable, you're going to want to find the Xbox one.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
If you want some Guitar Hero Live controllers, I've got 2. You can have them.
I have it for the Wii. But that's what I've been talking about. So I'm probably going to build a separate arcade cabinet. I'm probably not going to use this arcade 1-up cabinet because these monitors suck. It's fine, but it's just not the greatest. So yeah. I mean, I was thinking about building my own arcade cabinet, which I may still do. I'll probably do it this weekend. Who knows? I got nothing going on.
All right, good stuff. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did not really play any games at all this weekend. Not even Monster Hunter. I don't know. You start drinking at 4:00 on a Friday afternoon, and it kind of like throws your whole weekend into turmoil. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right. Well,
No
guys,
Monster Hunter.
No,
No
Monster
Monster
Hunter.
Hunter
No,
this
probably
week.
did. He's just sick and tired
Yeah.
of talking about it all the time.
no, I'm not sick and tired of talking about it all the time because there's always stuff I could be doing on Monster Hunter. But I'll say that for another segment of What Are We Playing.
Be back
All right,
next
well,
week. I'm sure he'll be there. No
now
one.
remember how you guys are jumping on my case about me not paying attention? Like, because I was like, I'm looking for actual news as it happens. Well, Epic just announced that Epic Games just announced a permanent no building Fortnite is now a thing.
Bro, I
Permanent
thought I read that today, like 2 days ago.
They announced that like a week ago.
No. They announced that
They didn't announce it was permanent.
Yeah, they announced that it was happening. Like the news just came out from PSU.com. What started as a limited time mode is now a permanent part of the game.
Huh.
The announcement was made on Epic's website today, with a trailer showing off the kind of intense gameplay players can now expect in this new permanent mode. So there you go. Check that out.
Is this a good thing?
I don't know because I'm not really a big Fortnite player. Chris is the one want to ask that.
Yeah. I mean, once
I'll
Chris
be
is done
honest.
kind of smacking his kid around, I guess
Yeah.
maybe he can come on and explain if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Because
Right?
I don't know, is that going to alienate the fan base? Because there's probably a significant amount of people that love the building.
Yeah. Who knows? I have no idea.
I will say this, that the building is what got me out of it. Like,
Oh, yeah?
because people were just spam build. There's like few people who know how to build in each game, and they always win because they just know how to spam build so fast that you can't keep up. Not saying that they win 100% of the time, but most of the time they are winning. And so I think that it might actually get some more people involved. But I mean, like,
new people.
but like Fortnite is still the most played game, only beating Warzone and weirdly enough Elden Ring. So I mean, that's I don't know what more people they need, but then I guess they'll get them.
All right, so now we've gotten all that out the way. I guess we should go ahead and talk about the new and notable games coming to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox this week. Guys, I don't know. Like, if you look at this list, it looks like it might be. It looked like it might be kind of
shit coming out.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of. It looks like it's a little bit of mediocrity this week, except for MLB The Show.
That's right. You better watch it. MLB The Show.
Except for MLB The Show. So yeah. All right. So for the 20th of March to the 3rd of April, get ready to swing for the fences this week as Sony's premier baseball series returns to consoles for some major league competition. We're also getting a new PSVR entry this week, as well as a DLC drop for one of Sega's most critically acclaimed titles coming our way. Let's get started here. Here are the new games coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox this week. You know what, real so I'm just going to condense that, say coming to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, given that I already condensed Xbox, because like saying Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S and Xbox One is just too much of a mouthful.
Just coming out on everything.
Coming out on all the systems.
Yeah, so coming out on all the systems this week across both physical and digital formats that look, it's fun to see. It's nice seeing these ebbs and flows now because, man, like we were getting slaughtered these last few weeks with high quality titles.
I am thankful that we got a break.
Yeah,
I'm still getting swarmed. Like this is all the games I care about these last few months. It's insane.
Actually,
I got MLB.
I don't know. I mean, well, I'll talk about it when we get there.
All right. So yesterday, 20th of March, we saw the Lost Judgment Kaito Files DLC for PS5 and PS4 coming out, which basically, if you guys need to know, Lost Judgment Kaito Files is an add-on follow-up to the game of Lost Judgment, which got high reviews, recently, So there's that. In this game, it follows the events of Lost Judgment, and Kaito starts a lucrative case while Yagami is out of town that unexpectedly has him searching for his old flame, Mikiko. Along the way, Kaito encounters a teenager claiming to be their son. Ooh. And team up to uncover the truth behind Miko's disappearance.
Kaito is probably one of the most realist sidekicks in video game history. And I will die on that hill. Especially I haven't played Lost Judgment because I don't. He's not in Lost Judgment, at least
Uh-huh.
as a main character, but
He is in Judgment though, right?
He is your boy in Judgment.
Uh-huh.
And man, you go through all the ups and downs with him. Like,
I just need to play these games.
By the way,
Judgment is so good. I mean, I've never played a single Yakuza game ever, but Judgment, the premise of the story sounded intriguing to me that I got into it and I got hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaito, man, if anybody ever asks me like who's your best video game sidekick, it's him.
I will say Lost Judgment is on sale for $30 on Amazon. If anyone's interested in getting
cool
with the DLC.
Cool. So just remember, Lost Judgment is required to play Lost Judgment, the Kaido Files, and this game is also available on Xbox Series X and Xbox One. So check it out. Today, March the 29th, we saw the console edition release of Crusader Kings 3 for PS5, and it's also on Xbox Series X and PC, as well as In Nightmare for PS5 and PS4, and Ikai for PS5 and PS4, which also is on PC. Tomorrow, the 30th of March, we have Shattered, Tale of the Forgotten King on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, and Xbox One and PC. I'm going to skip that next game.
What?
Why are you going to skip it?
Why you gonna skip it? Now I gotta.
Don't you skip it. Don't skip it. Say it.
I'm going to skip it. If one of you guys want to say it, you can have it. I'm not going to say it.
It's Katie and fucking Meow Meow Land. That's what it's called. And yes, I watched the trailer for this. Yes, I did.
Yes. Katie and Meow Meow Land coming out for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and PC, as well as Agent Intercept for Xbox Series X, PC, and Xbox One. March 31st. Now we're seeing some fresh entries here. March 31st, we have Moss Book 2 coming out for PS4. And before you guys get too excited, because I know there's going to be somebody that doesn't know about it, Moss Book 2 PSVR is required to play that.
But it's amazing though. The first one was probably one of the best PSVR titles out there.
Yep. So we're looking at the sequel of the beloved 2018 hit, where you help save the land with the help of Quill, your adorable mouse companion. Bro,
you can high five your mouse.
It's like Stuart Little. It's my dream.
Dude, you're high fiving Stuart Little. Except Quill's
you know
girl.
What?
Her name is
Sarah
Little.
The first time I saw the trailer for that, I was like, "What in the Stuart Little is going on here?" And there you go.
But the combat is so rewarding. Like it's, you're literally controlling her, and it's like quick twitch style like sword fighting combat. Like it's actually pretty good. And then obviously you could look around certain objects, and then you can kind of like manipulate the environment to get her to move around. It's really kind of a unique game.
I would play it on my PSVR 2 if I had one. Or if it was out.
Which they need to tell us if it's backwards compatible. They need to tell us that.
I'm gonna assume
it will,
because I've heard a rumor, because especially since they did like a big developer showcase with PSVR 2.
By the way, which we didn't hear a whole lot about.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Remember, because it was like this is exclusively for developers.
Yeah, so but usually developers have big mouths though.
The one thing I heard, I heard this on, I think someone shared this on the PSVR subreddit, is that there are over 300 games currently in development for the PSVR as we speak.
Jeez.
Really?
And it sounds like developers are actually pretty excited for what that thing is going to bring.
Well, you know what? All I'm gonna say is if who would have thought that a PlayStation controller would have got the entire gaming community like all hot and bothered? Who would have thought that? So if the PSVR 2 is as innovative as the DualSense controller is, like shit, the sky's the limit. I might get one.
Yeah, no, I am definitely, and I was an early adopter for the initial PlayStation VR, and they had a really good thing going with it, and I'm really excited for this one. I mean, I love my Oculus Quest 2, so
yeah,
they're not calling it what it's actually called.
Also on the 31st of March, we see Weird West coming out for PS4, PC, and Xbox One, as well as Whisper Trip for Xbox One and PC. Now,
I may be wrong, but I think Weird West is going to be on Game Pass, and I plan on checking that game out.
Yes, it is going to be on Game Pass. Yep.
Yeah. Twin stick shooter, cowboys. Fuck yeah, let's go.
You know what? I guess since we're now associated with Xbox, we should also be responsible for putting out the new games coming to Game Pass and Games of Gold. I guess we should be doing that now. I
And
guess.
we'll tell you about the ones that you actually care about. That you want to play.
Yeah, because a lot of them kind of are filler titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, April the 1st, every pitch, every hit, every win. Make your mark and own the show in MLB The Show 22. That's right, coming out for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch. Yeah.
I'm getting that steelbook, guys. I'm so excited.
Dude, the
Steelbook.
artwork. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. I
The-
haven't bought MLB The Show because I buy
I
one every
might-
like few years, and I think 19 was my last one, and I was like,
Is it still
I have
available
to
for-
get this one?
Is it still available for pre-order?
As of today,
The
yes.
Steelbook edition? Is it still available?
Yeah,
I might
Best
have
Buy
to
still
get it
had some, I
Just
believe.
for that artwork, because I almost made that artwork my damn desktop wallpaper.
It's dope. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's so dope.
In MLB The Show 22, experience faster, deeper, and more intense moment-to-moment match action on the field with a variety of game modes for all you rookie players and returning seasoned vets. We thought the Show 21 was a big deal. Like the Show 22 is going to be bananas.
So this is interesting. I'm reading about this because it's not coming to Game Pass, but if you are a Game Pass subscriber, there are actually certain benefits. You can, if you buy this digitally, I think you can actually play this 4 days early. So you can actually play this on April 1st rather than April 5th. And not only 4-day early access, you get 2 gold choice packs, 10 show packs, 1 ball player pack. I don't know what that is.
Actually,
Double daily login rewards and 10,000 stubs.
I think if you pre-order, you get to play early. Because if you pre-order it on Best Buy right now, even on PlayStation, you're supposed to get it on April 1st.
That's
so
cool,
I think it's
yeah.
just a pre-order bonus.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can't wait. It's so good. And plus I will get it on Switch eventually because the cross saves, that's gonna be awesome to take my
For real?
season mode
Yes.
on the go. It's gonna be awesome. So that'll be the one non-Nintendo game I play on Switch.
Yep, and lastly, on Friday, April the 1st, we have Flat Kingdom Papers Cut Edition for PS5 and PC as well. So I gotta say, March 2022 has come to a close and kept the steady barrage of top-notch titles coming to gaming machines worldwide.
Dude,
Woo!
my bank was hit
Please-
this month.
Please take note, though.
Yeah, it
like,
was though.
please take note, though. Release titles are subject to change. Things happen,
Yeah.
so there's that. A complete list of upcoming games for PlayStation systems can be found on our website, Bossrush. PlayStation, Xbox, and PC games can be found on our website, bossrush.net. Before we roll this out, you guys already said it. So which? So is it MLB The Show or is it Moss that's got you guys
It's gonna
most
be Moss
excited?
for me. It's gonna be
It'll
Moss for
be
me.
MLB The Show for me for sure, and then I definitely want to check out Weird West.
Is see, I haven't played an MLB game in so long. I really wish they would drop this on Game Pass for PC because I don't know if I want to make the absolute commitment, because I don't want to. My problem with sports games is like if it's not NCAA football, like I don't really play them for the entire year or season.
Have you played any sports games since they stopped making?
No, not really. No.
I believe this is the year, LeRon. I believe this is the year we're getting NCAA football back. I really believe it.
It'd be nice.
I want
It'd
it
be
back.
nice.
Although it is going to probably be EA and, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to look up because I think EA is kind of losing a little bit of the reins on a lot of their franchises. Like I think they still have the NFL, but even FIFA is kind of like.
They don't have the exclusive rights to NFL either. In fact, I don't think we put it on here because I didn't know if anyone else would care. But NFL announced that there is a PSVR 2 NFL game coming. And it's going to be not by EA. It's going to be VR exclusive. So I'm I'm very interested to see what people do. EA has the rights for the Sim NFL, but like 2K has been rumored to make like an arcade football game, which I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Anything but EA at this point for Madden, because Madden 22 is still god awful. It's bad.
So let's see. Hold on. Let's see something here because I'm looking at what's up for Game Pass right now. Okay, this might have been bad. Let's see. Escape from Tarkov. That's coming.
Hmm.
No. I'm reading something wrong. Marauders. Okay, this isn't giving me the best. I have no idea what's coming out on Game Pass next month.
Tell you what. I'll get you in a little bit.
Okay,
The best way to do it is look at their Twitter page and see that drop that they put.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So there's that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on with tonight's news because this is honestly this is what we're gonna be talking about the rest of the night here. like the news. All this news is the big topic. I'll just put it that way. All this news is the big topic. So I mean, there's no beating around the bush with this one. We're just gonna get right into it because guys, PlayStation Plus. What the literal fuck?
So much information, yet so little.
That's true. Sony has unveiled the future of PlayStation Plus. Special shout out to Block's gaming reviews from the Boss Rush Network because he put this news out for us early this morning as soon as it was available. So check it out. This is we also have a lot of information coming from the PlayStation blog and a whole bunch of other websites like pushsquare.com and Game Insider. Wait, was it Game Biz? Yeah. Who are they? Who are those people? Games Industry Biz. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just get started here. All right. So Sony announced this morning, Tuesday morning, on the official PlayStation blog that they're updating their popular PlayStation Plus service, largely by combining it with PlayStation Now, as well as making some other additions.
Now that makes sense.
It
That
does.
makes sense. It makes sense to combine PlayStation Now with PlayStation Plus. To be paying for two subscriptions on the same system is just asinine.
Right.
Even though I do that. But it's just it doesn't make sense. Like combine them both. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So the new model launching in June, this June, will offer 3 tiers of PlayStation Plus service. The current PlayStation Plus format will continue as will now be called the PlayStation Plus Essential, and will remain the same price of $10 a month, $10 US a month, or $60 a year. A second tier labeled PlayStation Plus Extra gives access to a catalog of up to 400 games for the PS4 and PS5 systems. This service will run you $14.99 US monthly or $99.99 US monthly. Okay, just assume all price points I say here are US dollars. Just assume that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know we have listeners from across overseas and across the pond and on various sides of the world and above us in the north and all that stuff. But yeah, just
take your francs and your euros and shove them somewhere else.
Canada calls their money the loonie. I think.
Look, guys, we're gonna be nice. We're gonna be nice.
To the Canadians, do we have to?
Stop.
Yeah,
lastly,
loony. Oh, you bunch of weirdos up there.
Hey, their police look very dignified riding on mooses.
Honestly, I love the city of Toronto. It's probably one of my favorite cities I've ever been in. I mean, I haven't been into like every city in the country, in the world, but I love Toronto. Very clean. You guys run a tight ship up there.
Yeah. Zoomy 2009 is in the chat right now saying, "Don't get slapped by Trudeau." No, that dude knows how to fight. He was a professional boxer. That dude knows how to fight.
These hands are E for everyone. I'm ready to slap hands with Trudeau.
All right. Lastly, we have a third tier called PlayStation Plus Premium, which will add access to an additional 340 games on top of the 400 PS4 and PS5 games. But these additional 340 games are coming from the PS1, PS2. It says PS3 generations, but Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
Mhm.
I got ahead of myself. I got confused for a second. So we got PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP. Now you know what's funny about this? They ain't said shit about the PS Vita. What's up with that?
People keep saying it's the
I think because a
touchpad, but
lot of
it's not a
their
good enough
yeah,
excuse.
it really isn't. That's the only thing I could think of. But
We have a touchpad on the fucking controller. That's not an excuse.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. All right. These games will be available to download and play along with time-limited game trials. The benefits from Essential and Extra tiers are also included if you just go right to the PlayStation Blog's website, which we have already provided in our Twitch stream chat tonight. You'll check that out. But ultimately, we have some interesting stuff here. You know, I don't like to admit this on stream, but just to pad some time, this is how it's going to go. All right, so let's start with the basics. PS Plus Essential provides all the same benefits to PlayStation Plus members that are getting today, such as 2 monthly downloadable games. Notice I said 2 monthly downloads because usually we get 3. Usually we get 3.
Mhm.
Exclusive discounts, cloud storage for save games, online multiplayer access, and there are no changes. There are no changes for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier, which means like your subscriptions that you already have and paid through. I bought 2 years in advance. At one point, like that doesn't change. So stuff like that. So nothing's going away. Nothing's being hurt, including a perk about being a PS5 PlayStation Plus subscriber, which I'll talk about in a little bit.
So wait. Now, do you get the PlayStation Plus perks with this? Because you could still play the games on the cloud and stuff like that if you have the OG PlayStation Plus subscription.
Yes.
This transfers over. Oh yeah,
Well,
provides
no.
the same benefits that
This is
PlayStation Plus
essential.
members.
This is
Yeah.
essential.
Okay.
So
All
this
right,
is
cool.
basically PlayStation Plus as it is now.
No, I'm reading the first sentence of this. It provides the same benefits that PlayStation Plus members are getting today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
cloud saves and all that as well.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying like with the whole like PS Now thing. I think that's where I was getting confused.
That's
yeah,
in the
yeah.
next
You're
tier.
not getting the PS Now stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Which brings us to the PlayStation Plus Extra tier. The benefits from that is everything that you get in Essential, and it adds a catalog of the 400 games. There's an asterisk on the website because some of the things change. There are some things that are up with it and things like that. But anyway, of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from PlayStation Studios catalog as well as third-party partners. Games in the extra tier are downloadable for play, which means like you're subscribed, you can download them. You don't have to go jump through any hoops about streaming, having like always on internet and all that stuff. There you go. Like it's
Which, by the way, that's a
Hmm?
lot of games for PS4
that's a
and
lot of
PS5.
games. Yeah,
That's
that's a lot of
I'm
games.
pretty sure that's more than Game Pass at the moment. They're getting
Oh yeah,
close.
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in a little bit too. Yeah, and then you have the PlayStation Plus Premium package, which provides all the benefits of Essential and the extra tiers. Like I said earlier, adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games that are available for cloud streaming. Pay attention to that. Cloud streaming PS3 games, which I guess isn't a bad thing in the long, in it's not a bad thing, honestly. But of course, it could be better. Like everyone's gonna be like, "I wish you could download and stuff like that." But I understand.
It's me.
We can't have it all. We can't have it all.
Clearly not. We can't have Resistance 3 on my PS5.
Also, let's see, a catalog of beloved classic games, both in streaming and downloadable options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations. It offers cloud streaming access for the original PS2, PlayStation 1, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in extra and premium tier markets, which basically sounds like xCloud, right? Well, Xbox Cloud. What? God, if I'm integrating Xbox content into the show now, I really need to brush up on my Xbox knowledge.
X Cloud.
Okay.
You're usually safe with putting an X in front of it when
Uh,
it comes to Microsoft stuff.
okay. The time limited trials will also be available in this tier. Now, that's something I can't really explain right now because we'll mention this. We're going to go into a little bit of detail about this a little bit later, but like we're not getting day one, day and date releases for first party titles. So I'm kind of curious about the limited game trials. I am.
Mm.
I am. Oh, and you know what? I didn't talk about the pricing for premium earlier. Subscribers, it's $17.99 a month, $49.99 quarterly, or $119.99 yearly. I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, the best deal out of all this stuff, no matter what tier you're on, is the premium. Because like,
I
if
just
you,
want to see what games they have. Like it's, I mean,
yeah,
Yep.
it would be nice to at least get some sort of teaser because kind of like what Austin said, 400 games is a lot of games, but is half of them going to be Madden 2008, 2009, 2010? You know, like are they going to pad it with a bunch of filler content that you're not going to go back to?
yeah,
So yeah,
just
that's
take note on this. $17.99 a month comes up to roughly $216. Whereas 119.99 in one shot saves you almost $100.
yeah.
$96 in savings if you just do the yearly thing. And you know what? Most people already buy PlayStation Plus in a yearly increment, so it's basically double the cost right now. Honestly, it's double. It's practically double the cost right now, of what it is. But if you look at what you're getting, I mean,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like Austin said, right as we rolled into this, like it also didn't give us a lot of information. So, like I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to hurt anybody's expectations. I'm not.
Someone also brought up the point of like if you had bought PS1, PSP games on your Vita store, would those transfer over? Would you get those? I hope that's in place.
I don't. I
If
don't.
they're not doing it with physical copies, I highly doubt they're going to do that with the PS3.
Well, no, I mean like if because you can buy the PS1 games on your Vita and play on the Vita. You could also do that on the PSTV that they had. What I'm saying is it's probably and you can download those too. So I was wondering if are you going to be able to download them on the PS5? Whereas PS3 it's just been like you're screwed.
Yeah.
You can only stream it.
I mean, it sounds like it's locked because I can't imagine they're going to have all the PSP games available.
I need to look and see how many PSP, PS1 games are available on the Vita and see if that kind of equals above or below 350 because that might be what your library is right there.
Yeah,
yeah.
There. Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
I know the PS Vita is probably one of the best PlayStation systems to play PlayStation games on. I mean, besides the original PlayStation.
It is.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
it is.
That system had chock full of PlayStation games.
I played a ton of I played like Chrono Trigger on there. I played Final Fantasy games on there. Like that's how I played them because I didn't other than 7, I didn't play any of them as a kid. So I'm on PS1.
Yeah.
But
also, there is one more tier to mention, but this is only in select markets. It's called the PlayStation Plus Deluxe tier. Basically, it's for markets that do not have cloud streaming available.
Like if you don't have good internet, like at least 500 gigs.
Basically, yeah. PlayStation Plus Deluxe will be offered at a lower price compared to the premium edition, and includes a catalog of below PlayStation games, classic games from PlayStation 1, PS2, and PSP generations to download and play. Notice I did not say PS3 because PS3 is mainly streaming games. So just note that. Along with time limited game trials. The benefits, essential, and extra tiers are also included, and the prices will vary by market. Okay, guys, let's talk about this.
all right.
Let's talk about this. All right. So first question I have for the audience, so might as well be for you guys, is will you be updating your PlayStation Plus membership?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's a foregone conclusion, right?
Yeah. It's a good deal. It just remains to be seen. Will I be doing the extra or will I be doing the premium? It's like I really want to see the catalog because what still bugs me about this whole thing is their approach to backwards compatibility. Is that, like you said, they can't have every they can't have every game in their catalog available to play.
Yeah.
And, are they going to have a huge contingent of original PlayStation games on there? Are they going to have a huge contingent of PlayStation 2 games? I really do hope so. But I'm not confident that that's going to happen because for me, being a lifelong PlayStation member, I still want to have access to play these games. You know, these
I
old
hear
games.
you.
And I know Sony has been really kind of like shitty about backwards compatibility. And why do you want to play old games? These look terrible. But you know,
I feel like part of the reason why Sony did that is because Sony was kind of lazy about whether or not they wanted to do it. I feel like,
they were lazy in adopting it. They were lazy and really kind of like understanding their market base, because we've talked about this before. You know, video gamers are getting older, and the older we get, the more nostalgic we feel.
More nostalgic we get. Yeah.
So I mean, how many people are sitting here like?
It's the reason why I keep. It's the reason why I keep buying Final Fantasy Tactics over and over again.
Well,
like they re-released that game again.
If you just have a PlayStation 4 or just a PlayStation 5, you would love to be able to play it in its original format. Legend of Dragoon, like I would love to play that on a PlayStation system instead of having to buy an aftermarket system or, God forbid, emulation.
Emulation is not a dirty word here at Crossroads. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I would say it loudly. Emulating, you know, and Sony gets none of that money.
Yeah. Yep. I definitely plan on getting it, but I agree with Stoy. Like, I got to know what the library is, and unfortunately, we're probably not going to know until May.
I will be a big enough sucker. I will just jump all in on it.
Let Austin finish.
My bad. You know what, Austin? I'm so sorry. I've been doing it to you all night. I am so sorry, man.
No, but I mean, you're right though, because I'm going to get it anyway. I already said I'm definitely going to get it for a year because I will give PS3 streaming another chance. I want to see what PS1, PS2, PSP games they have to offer. I want to see all the PS4 pieces. Like, I am definitely upgrading when this thing happens. My thing is am I going to keep it? Because if I'm buying PlayStation first-party titles anyway, and because here's the thing with Game Pass is, like, I'm starting to think, do I even want Game Pass right now? Because they aren't putting the day one games that I want to play on there anyway. It's a lot of indie games that I wouldn't mind just buying, you know? And that's why I'm like worried that the PlayStation's going to run the same route. So they'll get a year of my service. Like, I'm definitely going to pay the $60 or whatever to upgrade my service for that. Mm-hmm. But will they retain me? I don't know.
I'm glad you bring that logic up there, because like I feel like for the most part, Microsoft is very reserved in what they do day one on Game Pass. You know, like, they bring out some stuff that, you know, is unexpected day one, and then they bring out stuff that we felt should have been day one. They bring them out a few months later, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Right. You know, right. Because it could be just a partnership thing. There, you know, they probably do approach these. They probably do approach these companies and be like, hey, like, we'd like to add your game to Game Pass, and they're like, we're about to release this game now. Like, you know, like, why are you doing this to us, bro? You know? Yeah. So, you know, that's what I think. And, you know, we're gonna move on to the next topic in a moment. But one of the topics tonight is that Jim Ryan talks about the fact that, you know, day and date releases on a streaming service might possibly hurt like the actual product itself and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, because I also want to know, like, with these changes, are you guys satisfied? How satisfied are you guys with these changes?
I'm looking at the comment thread of the blog post. So many people are like, why no Vita love? We definitely need Vita games. Where's the Vita love?
That was the first thing I thought too. But, you know, I'll be honest with you. Like, out of all the games that came out on Vita, like, I feel like I already own all the really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I also feel that way.
And when I look at how many games I own, and this is not including like the games that I get for free that I got for free on PlayStation Plus, because PlayStation Plus did give us some pretty good like free games, you know. But I feel like if I turn on my Vita right now and just look through all the games I have, I feel like I'd only have like 13 titles.
I got a lot of the physical titles, so that's kind of where I bought most of my stuff. Most of my stuff in my Vita collection, but yeah, I mean, you know, the store is still open, so you could download a lot of your old stuff.
Yep.
So
I wonder before they.
Yes, it is.
I wonder before they close out the store.
Was terrible.
Yeah.
The initial PS3 store was just terrible, and then they revitalized it, and it was even worse because it was like so slow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I wonder before they officially close down their store if they're going to do like a one like complete like flash sale of everything on the store.
Bro, I
Yep.
am in.
That'd be a nice send off.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take Chris's kids' college money, and I'm gonna put all that in the Vita.
Yeah. All right. So, are there any further additions that you guys want to see besides PS Vita games? Are there any further additions that you guys want to see?
I really want there to be some sort of like how Microsoft does it to where if you have a physical copy, I still like there's probably still people that own a lot of the old PS2 stuff and the old PS3 stuff. There should be a way to just use that as a key to just unlock
to get the game.
If you have the game already, you should be able to just stick the disc in and play it. They really need to have, like, especially when they phase this in and they unlock their entire library to say like, hey, okay, all right, God of War 2 the PlayStation 2 version is available to play on the PlayStation 5 now. You should just be able to take your copy, put it in the game, put it in the system, and go. Just kind of like how Xbox does it. I'm really surprised that they haven't done that.
Here's what I wonder is if there is even going to be a way to purchase those games. Will there be a way to purchase God of War on PS2, or will it only be locked behind the service? That would be honestly, interesting to me.
If Sony likes money, they should make it available for purchase. Really,
right?
Yeah.
Because especially if like you cancel your subscription because whatever, you should still be able to have access to those games.
Yeah, for real.
Which, I mean, it's kind of the argument against Game Pass because once you cancel the Game Pass subscription, those games are not playable anymore. But you still at least have the option to buy those games that are on Game Pass.
Yeah,
you should have the option to buy these games on the PlayStation if you don't have the subscription service.
Yeah, agreed.
all right. I'm satisfied with what they're doing, but I'm not ecstatic yet because until I know, because I can imagine what we're going to get for the PS1. You're probably going to get all the classics that we saw on that PlayStation 1 classic machine. Your PSP games, I can see what we're getting. Like, I can understand that.
Oh, God. I hope SOCOM on the PSP was a nightmare to fucking play. Oh, my God.
I mean, there's some games we could just leave behind. We could just leave those behind. But PS2, is it going to be the 12 games that are already available on PS4? Is it going to be Bully and Grand Theft Auto and Okami? Or not Okami, but
Killzone's on there. I know.
What's the game what's the game with the it's on the
can't help you here.
The one with the giant ball where it's just rolling in and collecting
Katamari Damacy.
Yeah. And
I was like, you gotta give me something, man.
Yeah, and Dark Cloud and like those the only PS2 games coming, or are we getting God of War? Are we getting Sly Cooper?
We're gonna get Oni, bro.
Oni,
made by Bungie.
Yeah. So I just like,
let's go.
I'm like, come on, like I want to know this stuff. PS3. I mean, we're probably gonna get the same games as we got on PS Now, anyways. That's cool. I'll try to stream Fallout 3 again. We'll see what happens. But I will say PS4 and PS5 games are now being added, which is something because we did not have that before on PS Now.
Yeah.
You still cannot download PS5 games on PS Now. So be excited to see what they added. 400 PS4 and PS5 games is an impressive number. Is that going to be a lot of EA games like Stoy said with Madden 08 or Madden 10, 11, 12, whatever?
Why would they do that though? What?
But all I'm saying is like that's what you got on Game Pass. So like all these people are saying like, oh, they didn't compete, they didn't beat Game Pass on there. I'm like, I'm not necessarily sure that it's going to be any less than Game Pass other than the first party titles. And when you count how many titles are coming out for PlayStation compared to Xbox, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like you're getting your worth there, but I'm
think you are.
satisfied.
400 games is a daunting number, especially when you go to the premium section of it and they say there's like an additional 300.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for real. Yeah. So last question before we move on to the next segment. Do you see this being a better deal than Microsoft's current Game Pass service?
I don't want to say anything quite yet.
Gotcha.
I won't say anything until we see the library.
Yeah. That's gonna
Fair.
be
That's fair.
the real thing. Like,
Yeah.
if they really double down to bring a lot of those classic games, which I know I'm in the minority. I want a classic game library. I want to be able to access a lot of old PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 games. I would be a dream for me to have them focus on those two generations.
Man,
Yeah.
I just look at this big ass 75-inch screen I have here, and I'm like, man, playing some of those games on big ass television is gonna be fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah, trying to play the jaggy polygonal original Resident Evil on your big ass 70-inch 4K
Guy,
TV.
my
Woo, it's gonna
guy,
look like a
my guy.
nightmare.
Remember Vagrant Story?
Yeah, I remember that.
Woo!
Imagine
Woo!
playing that.
I think I need to go out and find an old ass 32-inch like 720p like television. Or
Yeah,
something.
you need. Well, I mean, you could change. Thankfully, obviously, you could change the resolution and stuff like that on when you play those games. Which highly I would much rather recommend you do that as opposed to, trying to play it in stretched out like full screen.
It's weird though, because like I don't know.
I don't like black bars though. So like, what am I gonna do?
Well, I don't know
So
if you
PlayStation 2, for reference, I just Googled this. PlayStation 2 has a total of 10,000 games in its library.
Jeez,
that's a lot, and I think that's their biggest catalog.
Yeah, I agree. I believe it is. Yeah. All right, fellas. All right, fellas. Yeah.
So many opportunities.
Yeah, we just gotta see what happens when it happens.
PlayStation 1 has 4,105.
A lot of those matter. Some of those matter.
Yeah,
what
like
if we get Gran Turismo 1 and 2
to the rescue.
Great.
Made by Crystal Dynamics. Wow. They made Guardians of the Galaxy. Crying out loud.
I don't think it's the same group though.
No, I'm pretty sure. But hey, man,
one guy that's been there the whole time. He's probably been.
I remember when we made 102 Dalmatians. Hey, man, everyone's got to start somewhere.
True. That is true.
Like I said earlier, Bungie made Oni.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We're gonna get right to our next topic here. And it's still part of the whole like smorgasbord of PS Plus news. Every major publisher is supposedly signed up for PlayStation for the PS Plus revamp. Thanks to pushsquare.com for this info because we need to know this stuff. Sony will have no problem populating its revamped PS Plus subscription service with the content, it seems. The new tiers, which include the catalog, we already went through all that. Everything you get. We went into detail about that. Will be all these games, these tiers, this service will be supported by every major publisher, according to Jim Ryan at Sony. With conversations allegedly going well across the board. He talked to games industry and said, whether it's indies, whether it's big games, or things that celebrate our heritage, we are going to have all of it. And hopefully a lineup that ticks all sorts of boxes. We already know that some of the titles that will be included, like we know Returnal's coming. We know Marvel Spider-Man's coming, as well as Miles Morales is coming. But much of the selection remains a secret for now. Like they literally tried out 5 games. That's all they told us. They were
5
games
out of 750 games.
Yeah. PS Plus Premium will also include retro titles. Unfortunately, PS3 will be restricted to streaming. Que sera, I guess.
I wonder why. Out of all the platforms, you restrict that to streaming. That's what boggles me.
It's gotta be the cell engine. It's gotta be.
What I've been told and what I've heard for many years is that the PS3's network was so terrible and so jacked up that it's not like impossible, but it's so messed up that do they want to take the time to do it? I've heard the whole network is been pretty bad just for the PS3 in and of itself. Mm-hmm. But all I can say is Jim Ryan didn't believe that people wanted to play these old games for a while. He finally got talked to it. He gets these PS1, PS2, PSP games out. Everyone go play the shit out of them. so they will see
Yeah.
the numbers.
Show them, let's show them.
And
this
then
is
when the
what we want.
PS6 comes out, maybe they'll get the whole PS3 thing solved.
Hopefully before the PS6. Hopefully they're like, oh, they care about PS3? Let's just put some money into it and let's go. Let's get Nixus all on board, making Resistance 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, God.
Do you know? I mean, like I said, there is when we talk about, because this was a topic before that, in terms of emulation and trying to salvage a lot of these old titles, in that a lot of times you can't go back and just pick up the code from those games, and then just kind of implant that here. To have it be kind of new, so to speak. So a lot of games, we're talking going back 20, 30 years, the code is lost, the code is gone, or it's like completely unreadable, or it's so glitchy and buggy. And obviously who owns that? Like there's been stories about some people finding code in their garages. Oh, hey, here's the entire code in this binder or on these discs for this game. Like just finding it in their closets. So like it's hard sometimes to kind of get these games to be able to be played. But there is emulation, which is, like we said, it's a dirty word. Emulation makes it so much easy. All you got to do is take the physical copies, rip the files, and then play it on emulation software.
Here's the thing about it. Like
you can play PS3 games on your PC right now with a PS3 emulator. You could do it.
I was gonna say, like every company is utilizing emulation. Nintendo's doing it. Microsoft's doing it. Sony's doing it.
It's the easiest way.
So I need people to realize, stop lying to themselves when they say emulation is the enemy. The reason why we got so many shoddy ass ports, like let's think about this for a second. We got Ocarina of Time that's been ported over and over again since it released on Nintendo 64. And everyone has said collectively that it has gotten worse and worse since the GameCube version came out. And the reason why is because they have not been able to perfect the same code they use for emulation on the GameCube for each iteration of the system. The Switch version is apparently the worst one, stuff like that. And guess what? It's all emulation. There's interviews with the guy. I'll find the information and I'll put it out there for you guys out there. But they talked to the original guy who did the original port of Ocarina of Time for the GameCube. And that guy talks about the process he went and everything he did to perfect the code to get that emulation to run properly on a Nintendo 64. I mean, I'm sorry, on the GameCube and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Every company does it. And it's infuriating when people get their knickers all up in a twist and stuff about emulation, because guess what? If these damn companies are using
your knickers up in a bunch.
if all these companies, especially Nintendo, who are supposed to be like the saints of gaming, is doing it, but they're being dishonest and saying and not saying that they're doing it, just like how an ex-girlfriend of mine, got me by saying a lie of omission is still a lie. That's what these companies are doing to you guys. Mm-hmm. Sony is being more upfront about it than everybody else, though. They're saying, we emulate some games. That's how you actually got these games to play on PS4 and PS5.
And that's fine. Honestly, that's fine. I mean, I imagine there's still a little bit of legalities surrounding it, especially when it comes to reviving, long dormant franchises and games and stuff like that. Like, who makes money off of those? But that's where kind of the kind of underground emulation space goes, because for us as consumers, we don't care. We just want to play the
fucking games.
We just want to play the games. That's it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I dropped something. I'm sorry. All right. So the underlying problem with this whole announcement is Sony's reluctance to share any cold hard facts about what's going on behind the scenes. We have a rough idea of what the future does hold for PS Plus now. PS Plus right now, which is good, but we're still waiting for a clear roadmap of what content will be available and when. Given the company's unpredictable approach to consumer relations, we could be waiting a while. Austin already predicted we probably will hear something. We'll probably hear the next real bit of news sometime in May. Yeah, sometime in May. Not meaning that we won't hear anything else until May. They'll be trickling stuff, because it's been an all-day trickle today since the big announcement. Like we've got an article upon article of new information and new review. Well, I can't say reveals. Like, it's more like revealing that there's reveals coming. Mm-hmm. But So there you have it. Like every major publisher is supposedly on board. For the PS Plus revamp. I don't see why not. It's money. It's money for everybody involved. So question is, how likely is it that we will see every major publisher backing the new PlayStation Plus? How likely are we going to see Bethesda games? How likely are we going to see? Let's see. I'm thinking about Bethesda. How
Activision
likely are we
games?
going to see Activision games? Yeah. How likely? Every major publisher. How likely?
I think that's up to Microsoft,
There
especially
you
when
go.
we're
Well,
talking
yeah,
about those two.
yeah. I
I
think
mean,
I think the big
let's
ones
be
will
real.
be EA and Ubisoft. Uh, those will be
Square
the
Enix.
two. Square Enix would be a big
You know,
get.
you know what's gonna suck? It looks like we're about to play. It looks like we're gonna play the Prince of Persia before the Prince of Persia remake comes out.
Yeah,
Oh
Uh,
man,
and
I'm really hopeful for that game.
I
I'm
also
hopeful
wonder
for
if
that game too.
uh, do you think Hogwarts Legacy could be the first big day one release on PlayStation? That'd be another thing.
I don't think they're gonna do day one releases, are they?
I don't think they're gonna do day one releases at all. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
You don't think
I
they'll
don't
do
think
them
so.
all?
I
No.
don't think. Like we know for sure. Like first party is out the question, but I don't think. I don't. The reason why I don't think they're going to do day one releases at all is because like it's hypocritical, and the fan base is not going to like it. The fan base is well. You put Katie's Adventures in Meow Meow Land on their day one, but how come I can't get Uncharted 5 on day one? It's going to be one of those situations.
I think
I
I think
I feel that in my bones.
that's true, but I would be all for it because I'd be like, great, you're saving me
I mean,
money on other games, so now I can buy your games.
I'd be all for
It's
it too
like,
because Microsoft does that. Microsoft does that with Game
yeah,
Pass, where like obviously all their first party titles are
mhm,
Yeah.
day one releases, but they do work out with some indie developers that drop their games day one too.
mhm. I think
I
they'll
guess I
come.
guess what
I don't
Sony
know
needs
how
to do is
big.
they need to pick and choose. They need to pick and choose which games like they may want to
Yeah,
give up.
yeah.
Because Microsoft basically does all their games, all their first party games, which is going to be very interesting when these Bethesda games start showing. When Bethesda starts cranking out games and Activision starts cranking out games, it's going to be interesting. It's going to
Tell
be interesting.
y'all, I may not be here the whole month of November. I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time. Starfield comes out. I ain't got no time for this.
Listen,
Yeah, I think we're gonna be taking a whole month of November off.
listen, y'all. Don't give me an ulcer.
You're gonna have to have Chris on every week. That's just
Yeah.
it.
Now I do have an ulcer.
Now, yeah, obviously, now we're gonna give them also for sure.
Hey, at least Zoomy 2009 in chat's like, I'll step in. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, bro, man. Thank you.
We need to have him back anyways. It's been a minute.
I know it has been a minute.
Yeah,
Here's a serious
I don't
question,
know who
though.
Zumi is.
Oh yeah, you haven't met Justin yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi.
Here's a serious question, and we'll move on to the next discussion topic. Will the lack of downloadable PS3 games cause a problem for this service after it does roll out?
Yes.
Okay.
Not initially.
Do you want to elaborate?
Well, like I talked about earlier, I mean, cloud gaming and streaming is highly dependent on your internet connection.
People really want to play Killzone again?
I played
Yes.
Killzone.
I'm being mean. I'm being
And
mean
Infamous.
because Gorilla. There's only one
We
Infamous.
need that. This is what I'm saying. If all
Wait,
of a
wait,
sudden
no, I'm
all
sorry.
these people jump
my-
on PlayStation now and start playing the Killzone games, maybe that'll wake them up to see, holy shit, people are playing Killzone again. Maybe
Yeah.
we should really invest in trying to
Yeah.
develop another game.
I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself just now because I was like, "There's only one Infamous game on PS3." That's a lie. I'm thinking Infamous Second Son. That's the only Infamous game on PS4.
That's the only infamous game on the PS4.
There's 2 3/5 Infamous games on PS3.
The reason why I say that is that cloud gaming isn't necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of markets that don't have online, which is what we talked about with the whole the
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus Deluxe for people that don't
Mhm.
have access to cloud gaming or have the infrastructure to. There's still a huge contingent of neighborhoods that don't have fiber internet that can run these at stable
Mhm.
frame rates.
Mhm.
And then also too, obviously those internet connections are very expensive, so you're still alienating a good portion of your fan base who really want to play these games that maybe, obviously subscription services are a good way to go, especially if you want access to a huge library
Yep.
right
Yeah.
right at your fingertips. But also, sometimes you can't afford all the extra niceties that comes with it, like, high speed internet, like high speed internet.
Yeah.
High speed.
And
internet.
honestly, I don't want to cloud stream. Stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me neither.
Even
me
though
neither.
even though for a while I was a Google Stadia apologist for a while. For a very short while.
So for a while, you were a Google Stadia apologist, and you bought Fast and Furious Crossroads for full price.
Listen, I'm not a smart man.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. Sometimes you back the wrong horse.
I feel like this might bite them in the ass, but I feel like initially at rollout it's not going to be a big deal because they've already set the expectation it's not available. So I don't think in its first year it's not going to be a problem. But as we get further into the lifespan of it, it will rear its ugly head up. It will, and
Or if like the majority of games that people want to play on the subscription service is PS3 games, like if
PS3,
if the PS4, PS5 library is weak, like there's a bunch of games that no one cares about on there, that could be a problem. That could be like, okay,
which PlayStation system is considered universally like the entry system? Is it PS2 or is it PS3? Because I still say I still say to date that PS2 is my favorite PlayStation generation of all the games and stuff they had. But that's not to say that I did not have fun playing PS1, PS3, and PS4 games.
Well,
yeah,
let's keep in mind PS3 had a slow adoption cycle.
Yeah,
not like that. That game saw its best years in the last few years.
In the end of its lifespan.
Once they started kind of like knocking down that price point, once apparently they started making it a little bit user friendly for developers, Sony started to kind of put more support ahead for developers to make games, and they started to have some like really good first party titles in the tail end of their cycle. But man, that what was it, $599? Woo!
Yeah.
That was a tough pill to swallow.
That hurt some feelings.
Yep. And that's why Xbox 360 won that generation.
Yeah, true. Yep, no denying that.
I mean, their online wasn't atrocious either. Microsoft had that going.
Or even Rand.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get on to our next topic here. Yeah. So, Sony's PS Plus collection will not be going away. All right. This is also thanks to the guys at PushSquare.com for this info. The PS5's PlayStation Plus collection, which grants subscribers access to a range of great titles at no extra cost, won't be disappearing when the service transitions to its new 3-tier system in June. The added bonus will become a part of the PlayStation Plus Essential tier, which is the base offering of all current PS Plus members that have. Sony confirmed its plans to keep the list of 20 PS4 games. They announced this in an interview with IGN earlier today. This means the base PS Plus Essentials tier includes the usual free PS5 and PS4 games that you get on a monthly basis, including all the cloud storage for saves. You know how it goes. Like we've been doing this. We've been doing this for years now. PS3, PS4, and PS5. You know how this goes now. Mm-hmm. While Sony already spelled its inclusion out in his blog post earlier today, it's always nice to see it have an official confirmation. In their words, there are no changes for the existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier. Should you choose to upgrade your PlayStation Plus membership to Extra, let's say, you'll gain access to a catalog of up to 400 games, yada yada. So at the time of writing, God of War is the only game that overlaps between a PS Plus collection and what's confirmed in the launch lineup of PS Plus Extra. You will also be able to download the likes of Returnal, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, and here's a new one, Death Stranding.
Ooh.
All right. For my bit on this, subscribers will argue that the service should rotate its lineup to keep things fresh. Austin, you and I have been railing on this since the end of last year. Like,
I
why
don't
didn't we
think
get a
it's going
refresh?
to get refreshed now.
I don't think it's going to get. I don't think it's going to get refreshed now. A lot of games that are offered on the PlayStation Plus collection have tremendous replay value. When we look at games like Monster Hunter World, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Zombie Chronicles, Detroit Become Human, those games have tremendous replay value. And yes, I did just play like a Monster Hunter game. I did, yeah, because I'm awesome.
Hey man, if you got to mention Monster Hunter in at least one episode, I got to mention at least Mass Effect in every episode.
Right?
Well, there's your Mass Effect reference.
That's it. I just blew it.
Yeah.
As he's been sipping whatever out of that N7 cup.
I also have a wooden mug that my wife got me.
Oh man, I bet that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's super sick.
Yeah,
It's what I was drinking. It's what I was drinking out of last week, and you said nothing the whole time.
I must not have noticed it.
Like I was like in the camera like this, just like, oh, that's interesting.
Okay, sidebar. Like last week's episode,
Sidebar.
I kind of phoned that one in. Like something was off with me. I was just doing the production stuff and just hosting. You noticed the difference in my vibe this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't know what was wrong with me last week, but yeah.
No, I could definitely tell by the amount of times you say stuff like that and something like that. If the something like that comments are high, then I know you're in your element.
Now when I edit the show, I'm going to be listening for that.
Hey, man,
okay,
we all got those.
So yeah, so as I was saying, like there's games with tremendous replay value in the PlayStation Plus collection, and then there's others like The Last Guardian, Days Gone, Infamous Second Son that will likely remain untouched after gamers are finished with them. Overall, if you are a PS5 owner, though, the value of the collection cannot be disputed. 20 games are automatically free if you are a subscriber and you have a PS5. And just for people who are new to this, here's a list of every PS4 game, including the PS Plus collection on PS5 right now. I'm doing this now back order too. We got Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Bloodborne. Awesome. Give these guys a real quick reason why they should play Bloodborne.
Well, you shouldn't play it now. Wait till they get that PS5 update. We want that PS5 update. I'm boycotting Bloodborne until we get that PS5 update.
They're going to charge you $10 for that, by the way.
Well worth the $10 if it's running. If it's right
here. You got Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Zombie Chronicles, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, God of War. Yes, that God of War. Yes, that one. Infamous Second Son, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat 10, or Mortal Kombat X, depending on what level of fanboy you are. Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, not the Ratchet and Clank that really matters, but Ratchet and Clank. Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Uncharted. Whoa! That was not shade.
Sounded like shade.
Sounded like shade.
Hey! I like Rift Apart. I like Rift Apart. I like it. I love it.
Did you hear the shade that he was like, whatever kind of fan you are, if you call it 10 or X? You hear that stank that he put on his
What do you call it?
What do you call it? Are you one of those?
I call it Mortal Kombat 10 because let me stop. I don't want to come off like an elitist or a gatekeeper.
Bro,
oh, look at you, so smart. We broke this last week. Rules.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm feeling myself. My bad.
Okay, where was I? This TV screen is LXXV next week.
How many times has he mentioned that he has a 70-inch 4K TV mounted on his wall today?
Yeah. This is LXXV. My LXXV inch screen.
Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Uncharted 4 Thief's End, and Until Dawn. There's your 20 games for the PS Plus collection. Yeah. It is a wonderful lineup of games. I guarantee you somebody's out there probably complaining that like some of these titles could have been other titles, stuff like that,
But, like Call of Duty, Black Ops. I would have loved a different Call of Duty.
You guys spent $60. You guys spent $60 for a 1-year subscription, and you got damn near $1,000 worth of titles.
Yeah. Well, no, but
Yeah.
not really.
To play for free. Yeah, and I know some people are going to bitch and moan and say they already played these games, but you know what? There's a lot of people who have never even played The Last Guardian.
And this wasn't for people. I don't think this was for people who had PS4 and was getting a PS5. These were new people because 12 of these games are only on PlayStation, and so if you missed out last generation, this is what was for you. So you had something to kind of work your way in. But I'm sure there was nothing for them to get Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, and Zombie Chronicles on there. Like, I'm sure.
Well, and it's even nice. Like, say for example, you had a physical copy of this game and you sold it, or you got rid of it or something. Like that. And it's like, man, I really wanted to play this game again. Instead of trying to hunt for it, you could just go back download it and play it.
Yeah. I will admit, I turned on Monster Hunter World on PS4 again.
There it is.
What?
You didn't have to put the disc in. Like, I bought Persona 5 on disc, and now I don't have to put the disc in. It's great.
All right, just to show how much I utilize this list of games here. Let me see. I did play Bloodborne on this list on the collection, not on because I already have the disc, but I did play Bloodborne on this collection. I tried Days Gone. I tried it. I replayed Detroit Become Human on there. I did Final Fantasy 15 on there. I replayed God of War on there. I didn't beat God of War, but I replayed it. Monster Hunter, of course, Mortal Kombat, Ratchet and Clank, and Uncharted 4. So I feel like I got my money's worth off this list, for games I didn't have to spend real money for, Yeah. Shit, it's almost like we had like a prototype for Game Pass on PlayStation.
By the way, all these games will be on the subscription, I'm sure. These will definitely be 20 of the 800 games that are coming.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so here's the question, guys. Was the PlayStation Plus collection a good incentive overall for the subscription service? If you were a PS5 owner, was this worth the get?
Yeah,
I think it was.
It's a nice gift. Yeah.
All right, so here comes
the monthly games that they would drop. Actually, is better. Like Microsoft's lineup of games with gold is just trash.
I know.
It's games
terrible.
that no one ever heard of. Like publishers would be like, "Yeah, take this. We don't care."
It's like
PlayStation would actually come out with some pretty big bangers.
Games with gold has been what's in the GameStop clearance bin. Like what games are in those bin, and then that's what we put on.
MX versus ATV for the 360. Here we go. Thanks. Great.
Yeah, I will say like games with gold is like a disservice.
What was it? 2 months ago they had Dark Void for the Xbox 360.
Yo, I reviewed that game. when it was new, and I gave it a fucking D- score. Like, because where the group I wrote for, we gave letter scores. I gave that bitch a D-.
Game was trash.
Like that, and as a matter of fact, Dark Void and Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1 are the lowest scored games I ever reviewed. They are the lowest.
I never want to hear Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Part 1 ever again in my life. I never want to hear that thing again. No. I didn't even know that existed.
I honestly forgot about it until you just brought it up.
That's because that game was that bad. I was like, you know what, you can bring up Dark Void, I gotta bring that up too.
Okay.
Should Sony refresh the lineup of games from the PS Plus collection? I say yes. I feel like at this point, like it's been over a year since the PlayStation Plus collection rolled out on PS5. I'm not saying they have to refresh the entire lineup, but like they should throw a few out. As a matter of fact, they should take a look at the games that have the lowest amount of downloads and plays and stuff like that, and then probably shuffle those along. Because like I said, games that have like big replay value, like Monster Hunter, Mortal Kombat, RE7, Detroit, Crash Bandicoot and all that stuff. Those games, I feel like those games can be mainstays of this collection because they will thrive. Like people will always have an interest in them. I guarantee you, people are downloading, playing them, erasing them because there's not a lot of space on the PlayStation hard drive, SSDs, and then they come back and I was like, man, I want to play some more of this, and they put it back on there, and things like that, So I feel like personally, I personally feel like Sony should refresh the lineup. They don't have to completely rotate everything out and stuff like that. I think it keeps things fresh, keeps people interested and stuff like that. Because I guarantee you, there's some people who haven't paid attention to the PS Plus collection once they finish playing whatever they want to play. All right, we have time. We have time for one more topic here. It's all related to all this stuff. We're gonna go through this really fast because this is actually the long-winded title. It's almost like it was supposed to be the big topic for the night, but we're not gonna do that to you guys tonight.
I'm just gonna let you know I'm gonna be real quick with this one.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah, we're all gonna be real quick with this one. So let's just do it. Here we go. Jim Ryan, in a quote, says, "Our games could suffer if they went day one on PS Plus." All right, this news comes to us from gamesindustry.biz. You can check out this whole thing, but like I said, we're going to shoot through this real fast here. Whenever a new platform or service gets announced, the focus is inevitably on what's missing rather than what's there. All right. So here are some words from Jim Ryan from PlayStation about the whole endeavor here. First off, he says we feel like we're in a good virtuous cycle with studios, where the investment delivers success, which enables yet more investment, which delivers yet more success. This is all businessman talk, by the way.
Yep.
We like that cycle, and we think our gamers like that cycle. Okay, so basically, he's just summing up everything about today's big announcement about the PlayStation Plus subscription service and its new tiers and things like that. He continues that in terms of putting our games into the service or any of our services upon their release, as you well know, this is not a road that we've gone down in the past. And it's not a road that we're going to go down with this new service. We feel if we're going to do that with games that we make at PlayStation Studios, that virtuous cycle will be broken. Okay, in layman's terms, what he's saying is that Sony feels like they would not get a real return on investment if they did day one release games for first party titles and stuff like that. The level of investment,
they wouldn't make as much money.
They wouldn't make as much money. Yeah,
I mean, they would still make money, but you could make more money by not putting them out day one on the subscription service.
Yep. True. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible. That's a key phrase there. And we think the knock-on effect on the quality of games that we would make would not be something that gamers want. Okay, now that's a very powerful statement, because if we want to talk about the money aspect from it, the reason why Sony is able to put out these fantastic first-party, single-player, epic opus adventures and stuff like that is because they sell the titles, they get the money, and they put that right back into research and development to make new games and stuff like that. Most of the time, it pays off big. There are some games that don't really flourish as well as others when it's time to come back to it. But there are many games, because of its sales cycle and how it is critically reviewed and things like that, Sony is able to keep their edge. And I'm not going to say they're keeping their edge over the competition, which is Microsoft. Sony's able to keep their edge in their own corner. All right. Ryan's view on this isn't unique to Sony. Most AAA publishers are reluctant to put their most recent games into subscription services, as we talked in the last segment. Like, there are some companies that are just like, they get approached by Microsoft and they're like, but we're about to launch this game. Like, what are you doing to our bottom line? Stuff like that. The counter argument is that by putting your latest titles into PS Plus or the Xbox Games Pass, you're potentially widening your audience. That is true. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like this works. This works well in certain situations and really bad in other situations. If you're a first time studio, a service like this might be the way to get your name out there. That way, a lot of first-time studios, they usually release their games under the $60 price limit. $70, we're looking at the current generation standard for MSRP pricing. So, we put our $30 game on a subscription tier service. We're going to get a payout from the people who host it on the subscription tier service. But this gives us enough feedback and all this stuff to say to like, hey, like, next game is going to be $60. Next game is going to be $70. Whatever the regular MSRP is and stuff like that, and it works. Now on the flip side, some companies are putting their full price game out there, and people are snapping it up, and then they won't pay for the actual copy. If I'm not mistaken, on Games Pass, you can get the game for free, but if you want to buy it, don't you get like a 20-30% discount if you buy it?
You get a 20% discount after they take it off.
There you go.
Pass.
There you go.
The one example, and I'll reference Xbox with this because it's not very often that their big AAA titles get on Game Pass. Obviously, we got the notable ones recently, like Halo Infinite with the campaign, and then Forza Horizon 5. But
Yeah.
what that did with Forza Horizon 5 is that spurred a lot of people to download the DLC immediately and to download the VIP car packs. So you got, and I think they even reported they got record numbers of this because, I didn't have to pay a $60 game, but I still want that extra VIP content stuff that's in there and all the subsequent DLC packs that are going to be coming out with it. So that spurred at least a little bit more investment directly to Turn 10 Studio or Playground Games. You know what I mean?
Yep. Where was I at here? All right. Oh, yeah, here we were talking about the counter argument and stuff like that. Overnight, your new release could get tens of millions of players, and if your game has any other forms of monetization, like Stoy just mentioned with DLC, then the revenue potential is significant. Even if your game doesn't have microtransactions, Xbox believes that subscriptions combined with streaming are the key to finding new console players. I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah. The barrier to entry is very short.
Yeah.
Very small.
Jim Ryan's perspective is a pragmatic one, though, and PlayStation's current position on this is entirely subject to change. I'm gonna do one last quote from Jim Ryan, and then we're gonna wrap up this. We're gonna wrap this up. Jim Ryan says the way the world is changing so very quickly at the moment, nothing's forever. Who would have said that even 4 years ago that we would see AAA PlayStation IPs being published on the PC? We started that last year with Horizon Zero Dawn, then Days Gone, and now God of War. A hugely polished and accomplished PC version of that game. We've had great success and great commercial success. I'm sorry. We've had great critical success and great commercial success, and everybody has made their peace with that happening, and is completely at ease with it. I look back 4 years and think nobody would have seen that coming. Here at Crossroads, we didn't see it coming from the very first episode. We were dreaming that. We were like, man, what if these games actually come out in different markets and stuff like that? Hell, we have one PlayStation first party title that comes out on every damn system, thanks to the Major League Baseball Association.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it comes out on every platform.
Mm-hmm.
So the sky's the limit. And the one thing I've always said, the more exposure that your game gets, why would you be greedy and keep it in one place? The more exposure your game gets, the more money your company gets, the more notoriety your games and your properties get, and the more and more people want your stuff.
So put Bloodborne on PC.
I imagine they've been studying Microsoft's approach to this.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
well, here's what I know. Microsoft, execs at Microsoft kind of spilled the beans that this was coming. They accidentally let loose that PlayStation's doing it. They said just like that when someone made a comment about like Xbox Game Pass and its success, and somebody I don't have the exact quote, but basically they're like Sony's about to start doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. In comparison to Xbox's offerings, the PS Plus premium tier carries a higher monthly cost. However, Sony has been competitive with its annual pricing. I think I misread that. But yeah, like the premium tier is a lot pricier than Game Pass. It is, but I feel like there's some true potential for the value there. And like I said earlier,
mind paying annually.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, like I already spelled out the savings, annually for that. Like you're saving $100. You're saving $100 at least virtually.
Mm-hmm.
So why not take a chance? At least do it for a year.
Yeah.
All right. Addressing the elephant in the room real quick, Sony may not be putting its latest releases in, but there's still some popular PS5 titles in the PS Plus Extra and Premium tiers, including Miles Morales and Returnal. Outside of its first-party games, Sony says every major publisher is present in the service, and conversations continue to go well. So, whether it's indies, whether it's big games, or things that celebrate our heritage, all sorts of games, Jim Ryan says, we're going to have it all, and hopefully it lines up and ticks all the boxes. I know I said that in last segment, but it bears repeating because there's so much potential here. Guys, I'll let you guys speak for a couple of minutes, and then we can go ahead and wrap up the show.
Ooh, a couple minutes. Go ahead, Austin.
I mean, I understand what he's saying. I think he until and this might come off as fanboyism. I don't mean to come out that way, but so far, PlayStation has proved that the way that they make first-party games is the best way. Because I know Xbox has good games. I do. I'm not saying they don't. But
according to that one person that tried to argue with me in,
yeah.
in that recent
even
video,
though you were getting mad at Corey, not us. Now I'll give you something to be mad about. We know you've got Halo. We know you got Gears of War. We know you have Forza. We know. But you cannot deny objectively that PlayStation has come out with many more first-party games, many more hits on their first party, and until they start waving off, I don't think you can really tell them that they're doing it wrong. I mean, personally, I think if we start getting, we have this, Sony's version of Game Pass or whatever, and then their first party starts waving off,
the quality of games like tumbles. Yeah,
then it's
then
like, hey,
why
don't you just put these on here? Because it's not worth paying the extra money. And fans will speak up for that. They won't pay it. And by the way, we are already seeing some repercussions because Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of people saw that as a Game Pass game. I guarantee you that the Strangers of Paradise game is definitely going to be seen as a Game Pass game.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely something that's like, I'll just wait for Game Pass. And guess what? Sony is going to have that problem because we already are getting Returnal. We're already in Miles Morales. Those are games that came out within just 2 years. There are going to be people that be like, hey, I can wait on God of War. Now, I can't. The hardcore Sony fans can't. But there's going to be a lot of people that just say, I'll just wait. And they still get their money worth because they're still in the subscription service. So I really don't see where he's wrong until Sony fans can just say, hey, we are not going to buy your games until you put it on the service, which is not going to happen because people are not going to wait.
The audacity? Yeah, no.
They're going to get their money. So I don't think it's a mistake unless everyone from Sony's going to start growing some balls. All the Sony fanboys has got to start growing balls if they just, if they're going to not. You tell Jim Ryan, hey, we don't want God of War when it comes out. We'll wait 2 years.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Right. Okay. Which, by the way, if Halo Infinite had came out and said, hey, it's not on Game Pass, it's going to be out in 2 years, I think there'd be a little more variety since Xbox is definitely pushing Game Pass harder, but there would be people that would still buy it. There would be still people that would be day one. They're going to play it.
Agreed. Yep.
I don't think Jim Ryan's wrong. I'd like to give Jim Ryan credit when I can because he still can't figure out how to hold a PS5 controller, let alone play a game. So,
be careful, man. When you say stuff like that, all of a sudden people are gonna say you're essing for Jim Ryan.
Oh man, no, not Jim Ryan. Shuhei, yes. Herman Holst, yes. Hideo Kojima, yes. Ken Levine, oh God, yes. I'm not really out here for Jim Ryan, so I'll give him credit when credit's due. He's right about this. I think. I mean, will it really affect the quality? Maybe not, but it's a good excuse for now because you're going to get the money either way. So, as Ed said,
Stoy.
get them Yoshi coins.
You get them Yoshi coins.
Yeah,
Stoy, you got. You got anything to add to this?
I kind of agree with Austin to say, he's right in this, and there is no right or wrong answer in terms of how, what's the best, motivator for people to play your games and to gravitate toward your system. I mean, yeah, I also agree that PlayStation has been, putting hit after hit of first party titles. They've obviously kicked Microsoft in the ass to spur their first party title game to the point where they started spending money on all these studios. I mean, they did that scared. Admittedly, these were smart investments on Microsoft's part, but they did that because they were afraid of Sony and what they were doing and what they were bringing to the table. So, that's where Game Pass kind of came in to entice people to kind of go to their platform. Sony doubled down to say we don't need that to bring people to our system, and it has proven it to be correct, because still to this day, I think PlayStation 5 is still outselling the Series X and the Series S. So people are still buying PlayStation systems, and buying it in mass, and it's just kind of the way it is. So he's not wrong, in his stance on this, but I'm not going out to say that Phil Spencer's wrong either for doing what they're doing. What they're doing is correct. What they're doing is right for them, and they're making a boatload of money and bringing in a boatload of good games to play on that system, and it's working for them. So there's more than one way to crack an egg. And I think Sony's stance on this, yeah, if that works for you, if you feel it's going to be not smart for you in terms of putting day one content on these subscription services, fine. I'll still buy your games.
Trust me.
The number
buy your games.
The number one way to know that something is not going right, particularly when looking at Xbox Game Pass, is if they make a radical change.
If they tried to change the price. We talked about this before, I think.
Yes, we did.
When they tried to raise the price of games with gold, or I think the gold subscription like a couple years ago, the outcry was just fanatical.
We talked about it when I was a guest on EXPcast.
Like all of a sudden, like people were like, you can't do that. So that's why coming up with initial price points is so hard, because it's easy to drop the price. It's easier to drop the price than to raise the price.
Yep.
Which, by the way, Sony did a good job of not creating any outrage today. There are some people that are kind of disappointed.
They're disappointed, but nobody's like throwing their PS5s in the driveway and backing over with the car.
Because you know what? Did Sony come to your house and smack you in the face? Did Sony smack you in the butt with a large stick? No. So if you're gonna get butt hurt over this, like real butt hurt, you need to reevaluate your life.
True. In the chat, Zumi was like, I don't see an issue with it, honestly. Still purchased many AAA releases almost close to release day over the last 2 years, which leads me to the question, is Sony making a mistake by not adding day and date first party releases to the service?
No, they're not making a mistake.
Not at this point.
Yep.
Maybe ask me in a few years, we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell.
Like Jim Ryan said, I mean, the market, the universe, not the universe, the whatever. The gaming world changes quite frequently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you'd have told me I'd be paying $15 a month for a video game subscription,
I'd be like, you lost your damn mind.
Lost your damn mind, really? It's not like it's a gym membership for crying out loud. Here we are.
You know what? And that's telling right there, because like there are days I was like, man, I'm thinking about canceling my gym membership, and the easiest thing to do is to cancel your gaming subscription.
Yeah.
It's like I can do body weight workouts. I don't need to go. I can get out there and run for 2 hours and lose some weight.
Man, I need the gym.
But cut off my games. Yeah. Me too. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up tonight before we get ridiculous. Good show, guys. Good show. Really good show. A lot of fun. Yeah. So did I. Well, that's our show for tonight. As always, I'd like to give a big thanks to you for tuning in to the Crossroads Podcast. I need to update my script. The Crossroads Podcast for the Boss Rush Network. Before we head out, here's how you can get connected to the crew. Guys, plug yourself. I don't care who goes first.
You can follow me on the EXP Cast. We're a video game podcast with the Boss Rush Network. You can follow us there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at EXP Cast. Then my personal Twitter and Instagram at Stoy MKE8.
Awesome.
Yeah. Check me out at PlayStation on Twitter, Instagram,
Check me
PSN,
out.
all that stuff. And that's it. Catch me on Crossroads every Tuesday.
Yo, I'm
All
on
right.
Crossroads too. Follow us on Twitter
Yeah.
at Crossroads.
All right.
Because Crossroads is where PlayStation and Xbox cross. Don't get us mixed up with Fast and Furious Crossroads though.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you see how that's going. You see how that's going for them.
Yep.
All right. And as always, you can find me.
Bad. So bad.
As always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Exodus803. That's also my YouTube and Twitch handles, as well as my PlayStation Network ID and my Steam ID. And if you want to look for me other places, just find me online. You'll figure it out real fast.
Just type in LeRon on Google, and he'll point you right to where he is. He's most likely at the Panera down the road.
Because I gotta get that broccoli cheddar soup in the bread bowl.
Dog.
I'm a fatty.
That Chipotle chicken breakfast sandwich. Woo.
That sounds good.
Yep.
Quick reminder. Crossroads has a merch store. So head there, get all your favorite merch, including shirts, ball caps, mugs, stickers, socks. Yeah.
Leggings.
Yeah. Show them things off. That's right. All you gotta do is head over to redbubble.com/BossRoadNetwork and then look for all the Crossroads stuff and you'll see it. As we wrap things up, we'd like to help make a note of the depressing news that came down today about the sequel to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, which has been delayed. Our good friend Stephanie Klimov has all the details for you, so head over to the website and check that out. Also, Andrew Millard asks, in the March 20th edition of the Boss Rush banner, does From Software get a pass on bad UI?
Yes.
Guys, you've played Elden Ring more than I have. Is that true?
Yes. FromSoft can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
That's why everybody when Zelda got delayed to spring of 2023, everyone's like, "Oh, good for them. Good for them. They're delaying a game and it's good." If any other developer did that, woo!
Ooh.
Let me tell you the
I'm not gonna slander Nintendo fans tonight. I'm not. I've done a very good job.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
I totally respect Nintendo for doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Delay the game. Delay the game. But I just don't like the kind of like double standard that, you know, if another game developer does it, you throw shit at them.
Yeah.
Trust me. I am super butthurt about Advance Wars. I am. But you know what?
You can thank Russia for that one.
Yeah. So whose ass do I have to kick for that?
We're gonna go to the Kremlin, Crossroads style.
Yeah, you gotta kick Putin and all the grizzly bears up there.
Yep, exactly.
All right. And lastly, check out the game review for Alba, a wildlife adventure from our very own Shane Kelly. All that and more can be found over at bossrush.net. So head over there, check out more editorials and shows from our ever-growing family of creators and contributors. If you like to talk games, media, sports, food, and all that stuff, Boss Rush has a Discord. Go check it out. It invites in the chat stream right now. As always, you can chat with us, keep the conversation going on Twitter by hitting us up at PS_Crossroads to dish on more news, events, and topics while we're getting ready for the next installment of the Crossroads podcast show. This has been episode 75 of Crossroads. Come back and join us next week for another episode of the Crossroads podcast, where we are bringing more PlayStation, PC, Xbox news, sometimes entertainment news, maybe.
It's where the crossroads meet. It's where the crossroads are.
Stop doing that.
4 or 5 crossroads. I need more arms.
Don't do that.
Throw up the X.
Throw up the X. Yeah.
Stop. No. That's it. That's it. Episode 75 is the final show of Crossroads. There we go.
Aw. I really enjoyed my time with you guys.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back soon for another new episode of Crossroads. So please keep it locked. We love you guys. Have a good night. Take it easy. Play games. Be better. There we go. Because I almost messed that.
Crossroads.
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 All right.
Boss Rush.
Good night, everybody.
EXP Cast.